Will Daisuke Matsuzaka ever again wear a Red Sox uniform? And what is the mood in Red Sox Nation? Hey everybody, it's Paulie. Welcome back to This Week in Red, where we're talking Red Sox and all things Major League Baseball. Daisuke Matsuzaka. It's the name and the issue that is a hot button topic these days in Red Sox Nation. You get all kinds of different feelings from Red Sox fans everywhere. Was this guy worth the investment? What's the mood in Red Sox Nation now that he has been announced that he will be having Tommy John reconstructive surgery on his right elbow? You know, you read some of the things out in the blogosphere, particularly the Sons of Sam Horn website, which I read regularly. That's one of the more level-headed discussion sites for Red Sox comments. And you read some positive things on there about Daisuke, but you also read a lot of negative stuff, like that this guy wasn't liked in Boston because of racism and things like that. Hey, listen, my take on Daisuke is this. From the beginning, I never really wanted the guy on the team. I thought it was silly to give $51 million to an agent just for the right to talk to this guy, to then sign him to a 6-year, $52 million contract. I really felt the Red Sox, for a $103 million investment, it was just too much to invest. I know they have the money, but you know what? The history of Japanese pitchers coming over to the major leagues has not really been a successful one. They tend to burn out after 2 or 3 seasons. You can list all the names: Hideki Irabu, Hideo Nomo, and now Matsuzaka. These guys, they have a certain pitching program over in Japan that's much different from here in the West, and as a result, their arms tend to break down after 2 or 3 seasons, and obviously, that's where we are now with Daisuke. So as a result, I was never a big fan of him coming here. Now, has his career been a total bust in Boston? I think it would be unfair to say that. Let's face it, he helped them win a World Series in 2007. He won a World Series game in 2007. He was 18-3 in 2008, although I will say this, it was the most troubling 18-3 record I think I've ever seen in Major League history, due to high pitch counts and a lot of walks and long games and a lot of time between pitches. To sum Daisuke up in a word as a Red Sox fan, it was maddening watching him. It was just never a consistent thing. His starts were very difficult to watch, although I will say this, I happen to have gone to and seen in person probably the best start of his career, which was last May in Citizens Bank Park when he one-hit the Phillies over 8 innings in a 5-0 victory. And you know, I sat in the stands that night and I said a lot of the things that I just said about him. I said to some of the Philly fans who were telling me, man, this guy's really good. How come you guys are on him so much? And I said, you know what? We don't see this performance every time out. Now, we don't expect a one-hitter every time out, but we see so many walks and hit batsmen and bases-loaded situations that he manages to squeak out of. And it's just very frustrating, and Philly fans couldn't quite understand that. But when you're a Red Sox fan and you watch Daisuke every day, you do understand it. So, you know, his career has not been a bust with the Red Sox. The fact is, it just hasn't lived up to what the hype was when he came over. And I think that's the biggest reason why he's not loved in Red Sox Nation. He never lived up to the hype. He was advertised as Pedro Martinez. Instead, he pitched like a 3 or 4 starter. And that's not good enough when you're getting $103 million and you're getting all this hype and all this attention. And you know, a lot of problems that Red Sox fans also had with him was the fact that he never really took the time out to learn the English language. All of his press conferences were in Japanese. He always had the translator there. That kind of irked Red Sox fans a little bit. But you know what? Again, that's a bunch of hogwash. To me, if the guy was consistently successful and pitched consistently well, he would have been loved in Red Sox Nation. And now that he's injured and he's kind of a has-been now for the Red Sox, he's talked about already in the past tense, because it is possible he could pitch again for this team, but not likely. This is a 12 to 18-month injury. In a best-case scenario, he'd be back around next June to start rehabbing. That's probably not likely. You're going to be talking about going into next winter, and then his contract's up at the end of 2012, and he'll be a free agent starting in 2013. But, you know, again, my take is not a total waste of time, his career in Boston, but definitely not what it could have been. But I want to hear what you guys think. Was this guy's career in Boston a success or a failure? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and tell all your friends about This Week in Red.